Hi everybody, I'm Elif, and today I'm gonna do a presentation about understanding classroom interactions. We've been using FeatureLearn for our resource, but we currently changed to a thing called edX, and I'm just gonna quickly talk about what is edX. So, edX is a massive open online course website like FeatureLearn that partners with companies and universities to provide classes, degrees, and professional certificates. And it was founded by Harvard University and Massachusetts Institute of Technology in 2012. And this is my content. We'll start with why study classroom interaction, then typical patterns in classroom interaction, how context shapes classroom interaction, communicative repertoires, predictable and unpredictable interactions in classroom, and hotspots. So, why study classroom interaction? As we know, every classroom is unique, so we just can't general we just can't generally say that explain the dynamics of the students and the teachers. And as teachers, we have to understand our own classrooms and avoid some stereotypes. So the first reason is every classroom is unique, and then it re-energizes teachers. It actually motivates teachers and makes them curious about the class, and it improves student success, of course, because we know there are different types of students in every classroom. So helping them and interacting with them while um, not talking about stereotypes actually makes people more, confident about learning, and it improves students' success. And it also builds mutual understanding, as we know. And then we have the typical patterns in classroom interactions. So they've been around like since 1970s, I guess. And the first one is turn-taking patterns, IRE sequence. So IRE stands for initiation, response, and evaluation. So teachers are gonna ask some questions. They usually ask a question, then the students respond to the question, and after the responses, teachers will evaluate the answers. So that's the typical type of learning pattern actually. And then we have question types. So we have known answer questions and open-ended questions. Known answer questions are like some tests, like there is just only one correct answer, and if you choose the other answer, you're failing the test actually. And open-ended questions are morally up to the students and up to teachers. And now we have contextualization cues. So these are non-linguistic signals such as tone, volume, pitch, and intonation. And then we have narrative storytelling. So teachers will talk about a content like with storytelling techniques maybe, and making it more interesting for the students, and then evaluate the content with storytelling basically. And participation structures, they are organized ways, class structure talk like whole class discussions, small groups, and check-ins, and etc. And that's all the typical patterns in classroom interaction. Then we have how context shapes the classroom interaction. Actually, the way people speak in classrooms differ from how they speak with families or friends. So classroom interaction is strongly influenced by context, like the classroom setting, the activity structure, and the students' home language backgrounds. And by understanding how context affects interaction, teachers can reduce misunderstandings, create more inclusive environments, and foster better learning. And then we have the thing called communicative repertoires in classroom interaction. So, it is actually the full collection of ways individuals use language, gesture, posture, clothing, and cultural knowledge to communicate. And classroom contains multiple communicative repertoires, and students can may differ in how they respond to the teachers and etc. So each individuals in the classroom can be seen as having a unique communicative repertoire. It is a collection of ways individuals use language and other means of communication to function effectively in the multiple communities. And why is it important? So, why this perspective matters? The goal of this perspective is not make everyone conform to one standard way of talking, because it can show the different colors of the students, but to expand every student's communicative repertoire and enabling them to move confidently between different communities in life. And also, teachers can recognize students' diverse communicative resources, find common ground among students while talking about communicative repertoires. Use repertoire diversity as a classroom asset, and teachers can build some community and broaden learning opportunities. So every individual has different colors, and mentioning the different colors in the classroom interaction is the key of learning better and effectively. I think this is my own opinion. And then we have predictable and unpredictable interactions in classrooms. So, predictable interactions follow expected patterns like question answer exchanges that help maintain order and structure. And this can be called ad adjacency pairs, I guess. For example, if a teacher greets students in the class while entering the classroom, the students will greet back. Or if the teacher asks a question, the students will answer. And these patterns help class run smoothly, but expectations about them vary across cultures, because when students do not respond as expected, for example, through silence or unexpected answers or unusual storytellings, maybe, teachers often interpret it as a problem, but it can be like the opportunity as well. Like in some classrooms, silence can be treated as thinking time. So, unpredictable interactions occur when students respond in unexpected ways, creating surprises or disruptions, but they can turn into an opportunity by how a teacher see it. Because usually, okay, when there's no answer to a question, a teacher might think that, okay, that this is a problem. They don't study well, or they don't care about the topic that I'm talking about. But it can turn into an opportunity like thinking time, or let's talk in individuals way, or let's make a group test. Let's make a group content about the answers and etc. So I think it is important to talk about and the ways of interactions in the classroom, because as we know, we're gonna be teachers in the future. Predictable interactions will be like on our ways, of course, but we should be ready for the unpredictable interactions as well. And talking about unpredictable interactions, hotspots in classroom interactions is related to that, because they occur when expected patterns break down or surprising responses appear. It's literally the same thing about the unpredictable interaction in classrooms. And they help teachers reflect, understand miscommunication, and discuss solutions with colleagues, as I told about it. earlier. And developing skill in recognizing hotspots and analyzing interaction helps create more inclusive and communicatively rich classrooms. So I think that's all I'm gonna talk about today about interactions in classroom and understanding the classroom interactions. And thank you for listening.